Hi friends, while going through the current syllabus of the CIB examination, which is taken by the Indian Institute of Banking and Finance for the bankers who are aspiring to clear the CIB examination, uh, I could observe that the institute has introduced wonderful topics like the treasury management, international banking, derivatives as an elected subject. Having worked in this field for almost 35 years in the banking and more than 20 years in the foreign exchange and treasury, I thought after retirement, why not to share the knowledge with my young bankers who can be benefited out of this. I have also written 5 to 6 books on foreign exchange and has an interest in academics, and that is the precise reason why I am sharing this knowledge through videos. I will be putting a number of videos on this channel probably once in a week. I request you to subscribe to the channel so that you will get the intimation about the new videos when I will put up. I will introduce one by one topic which are covered in the syllabus, and today that is why first topic I am taking is the banking and corporate treasuries. So let us start with this. This is the first video. We will cover in this video about the bank treasury vis-a-vis corporate treasury. What is the difference between the functions of the bank treasury and corporate treasury? We will also discuss about the integrated approach followed while having the treasury functions. Yeah. Then we will also discuss in this video, that is increasing complexities in the treasury management, because as you know markets have become volatile, and the volatility is the function of the uncertainty. Because of this pandemic कोरोना की वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा अनसर्टेनिटी बढ़ गया है, and that is reflected in various market that also call for the more stringent and more efficient treasury management. So friends, let us take the first topic, bank treasury. What are the functions of the bank treasuries? Okay, the first and foremost, as you are aware as a banker, that every bank is required to maintain CRR, that is in the form of cash, with the Reserve Bank of India. Then SLR, statutory liquidity ratio, which is to be maintained by investing in a specified security. What are those specified securities? That is a Government of India bond, state government bond, and other specifically approved securities by the Reserve Bank of India. Then the next function of the bank treasury would be trading in SLR and non-SLR. Nowadays banks are very active in trading in various instruments, like it's a Government of India securities issued by the Government of India, state government securities, bonds issued by the corporate public sector undertaking. Then of course equity market is there. Okay, then the derivatives are there. So all those things are there for the banks to make the money. And as you know, the function of the banking, it's accepting deposit for the purpose of lending. But that doesn't mean that whatever the deposits are collected by the bank, they are able to lend immediately, right? So there is always gap. Either there will be surplus deployment or there will be short deployment. So the residual surplus or deficit, it will go to the treasury, and the treasury has to take care of the liquidity management. Suppose आपने 1 crore rupees डिपॉजिट ले लिया आज, ऐसा तो नहीं हो सकता कि you will be able to deploy 19 crores, no, 19 lakhs in SLR. Of course CRR you have to start investing from the day one. SLR also it is there, but you don't have the exact requirements. You may be having the surplus securities. So this 100 rupees will definitely will not be invested in a single day. Okay, so some portion will remain as this ideal. It will go to the treasury. The treasury has to manage either surplus liquidity or short liquidity. If it is surplus, the treasury is required to deploy it in the money market or in other various instruments which are available in the market, depending upon the time horizon for which the treasury is looking to deploy. Okay, then we are aware that banks are also dealing in foreign exchange. They are dealing it for the customers like exporters, importers, or individuals who are there to buy or sell the foreign exchange, right? Okay, exporters will be selling the foreign exchange to the bank, importers will be buying from the bank, and individual, if it is a NRI, they will bring the dollar from overseas the country or any other currency, convertible currency, they will sell it to the bank. Similarly, those resident persons going abroad will require foreign exchange in various currency, be it a students, be it a businessman, or for medical, or for various purposes. So we require the foreign exchange. Banks are there to take care of our requirement. So banks also have the important segment in their treasury who deals in various foreign exchange pairs. In addition to that, the banks carry huge position for their internal trading purpose. Okay, so coming to the next, hedging. Bank also, what is the hedging? It is a risk management functions. Like if you have some exposure, like you want to remit $1 lakh after 3 months, and today you want to fix the rate, you don't know where the dollar rupee will go because of this uncertainty, you want to freeze your exchange rates, you can go to the bank and ask for the forward exchange contract, right? So by doing that, what you will do, you will buy the dollar 3 months forward, where the bank will quote you the rate, current spot rate plus 3-month premium plus their margin. So even if dollar goes to 80 rupees also, for you it won't be problem, you will buy the dollar on the date at the rate decided by today. That is called hedging. Okay, now let us come to the corporate treasury. Corporate treasury means that is the treasuries which are run by the various companies, right? Like big corporates have very big treasuries, like Reliance, yeah, public sectors, Indian Oil Corporation, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation, Bharat Petroleum Corporation, ONGC, even the L&T, so many big corporates, they have their own treasuries. Infosys, what they will do, they will also have their own functions. So now let us discuss what functions they will be doing. Liquidity planning and control, because banks, like banks, they manage their inflows and outflows. The companies are also there because they have to manage their inflows and outflows. Companies will require funds for the purpose of meeting their working capital, for their capital expenditure, okay, and for meeting various liabilities. So as per their liquidity planning, the treasury of the corporate is required to manage the liquidity. Cash management, it is very ultra short. Nowadays even the corporates are managing the cash on an hourly basis. Some corporates have prepared the slots during which they will make the payment or receive the money. They will insist that the money should come like hourly. Of course it is for the big corporate, but even small corporate also, daily liquidity management is very, very important. That is called cash management. Resources raising is also one of the important functions of the corporate treasury. As you know, now the market is becoming very, very active so far as various debt instruments are concerned, like raising the funds through commercial papers, then debentures, which we popularly call it NCDs, right? And again there are options whether to borrow in rupees or to borrow in foreign currency, depending upon the requirement of the corporate and the risk involved. All these risk assessment and cost, because the corporate, every corporate is bent upon to reduce the cost of borrowing. Okay, so to maximize the profit everywhere possible, the corporate is aiming at reducing their cost, and the borrowing is no exception. So it is the job of the corporate treasury to evaluate various functions for raising the resources and choose the best one. As again on the lines of this bank, the corporate also is exposed to various risk management. Which are the risks involved in corporate functioning? Again, interest rate risk is there, then liquidity risk is there, because they are also borrowing and they are also managing the receivables. If the receivable doesn't realize in time, the corporate will have the liquidity problem. If the interest rate goes up, it will increase the cost of borrowing, and ultimately it will result in the either increasing the ultimate prices to the customer or lowering the profitability, right? In addition to that, if the corporate is having any exposure in the foreign exchange, like either they are importing or they are exporting, the corporate is also exposed to the foreign exchange risk. So foreign exchange risk, liquidity risk, then interest rate risk. These are the various risks which the corporate is exposed. Nowadays, even the commodities also, we see the prices of the volatility, and the petrol showing one day the negative pricing, okay, minus pricing. So corporates are also trying to manage their commodity prices, right? So treasuries are also required to manage such risk. Of course, you know that every corporate now has got a relationship with number of banks. Okay, in one corporate you can find 5 bank, 10 bank, even 20 banks. If it is a big corporates, they are dealing with those banks. So it is the job of the treasury to establish banking relationship based on their requirement. कितना बैंक चाहिए, कौन सी बैंक चाहिए, बैंक सिलेक्शन करने के लिए क्या क्राइटेरिया चाहिए, all these things are to be decided, and accordingly the corporate treasury will enter into banking relationship with the various banks. That is also job of the corporate treasury. Initially, as I said, nowadays, as we call it a global village, now many of the things are getting mixed up, no? So it requires integrated approach, right? Like a foreign exchange, or it's like risk management functions, foreign exchange hedging, yeah, resources raising. All these desks, they have to work in tandem, okay? Like if resources raising desk decides to borrow in foreign currency, उनके लिए तो सस्ता काम हो जाएगा, because instead of going to the bank and borrowing at benchmark rate in a rupee which is around 8% or 9%, or if for the best customer even today it is 7% plus. If the company can go and borrow in the foreign currency, they can get at LIBOR plus 2%. Okay, and you see the LIBOR now it is below 1%. So even if it is 1%, add 2%, it is 3%. So it is quite cheaper as compared to the rupee loans. But is it really cheaper? What are the risks? Because it also involves the foreign exchange risk. आज $75 है, कल अगर 80 रुपीज़ में जाता है, 82 रुपीज़ में जाता है, 85 रुपीज़ में जाता है, then what will be the fate? Okay, then the depreciation of the rupee will also add to the cost. Can it be managed? Yes, it can be managed. So how it is to be managed? That thing also taken care by the treasury. So foreign exchange desk or derivatives desk or risk management desk and resources raising desk, if they come together, they can definitely minimize the cost and also manage the risk. So this integrated approach is taken by the treasuries nowadays. As I said, uncertainty brings the volatility, and probably nowadays, if you see, the uncertainty level because of this pandemic is the highest one. We have seen the roller coaster moment in the equity market. We have also seen the depreciation of rupee from 74 to 77 and back to 75. So all these things, that is putting pressure on the profitability of the business, corporate business. As also, if we see the volatility in the liquidity, it is a very challenging things to manage the funds. So all those things also involves the required skill set for the managing the complexity. So if we manage the complexity, what is to be required for managing the complexity? It is the required skill set and efficiency. Nature of business is also becoming complex. Cash forecasting, cash management has become a very big challenge for the treasury, because you don't know कि आपका पैसा जो आने वाला है वो टाइम पे आएगा या नहीं आएगा. And as we discussed, commodity prices have seen zoom झाम, नीचे ऊपर बहुत हो रहा है. So that is also adding to the risk to the business, and all the risk also create the complex management structure. So treasury has to manage with the complexity. Along with this operational risk and financial risk like foreign exchange risk or interest rate risk. Okay, now every corporate is also exposed to the compliance risk. Now the regulatory compliances have become more stringent as compared to earlier days. So definitely that calls for a very high level of efficient and prompt response. So friends, I hope this video will give you the idea about this model, this in brief. I have tried to keep this as brief as possible, but at the same time to ensure that it covers all the requirement of your exam. If you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe to this video. I will come out with such small videos on different topics in future. Please wait for the next video. Thank you.